when I'm going through a hard time, the worst part of me comes out, which is being insecure, you know. Hi guys, it's Lena. Today I wanted to do an everyday makeup routine and chit chat a little bit. We haven't done this in a while, so let's get started. I'm gonna first begin with brows because as you can see, I have none. First, I want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. I decided to make a channel mostly as a hobby to kind of document my thoughts, my feelings, my life, and build like a community no matter how big or small. As humans, we get greedy, and I definitely did feel myself get carried away, especially like recently. That could be attributed to the fact that I've been using this as a distraction after like everything that's happened with my dad. When summer session finally ended, I virtually had like nothing to do. So I've been using YouTube and making videos as like a form of distraction. I felt myself relying more and more on the numerical analytics as my primary source of dopamine. I think they're kind of uneven. It definitely wasn't a healthy means of distraction. So my emotions would go up as the numbers went up, my emotions would go down as the numbers went down, and it's kind of like embarrassing to admit. Then I lost sight of why I wanted to like do this in the first place. I wasn't treating it as a fun hobby anymore. I kind of lost sight in what I wanted to create. I kind of lost sight of connecting, and then I became like more hyper aware of how I would be judged and viewed. And this really stemmed from the fact that I was pretending to be okay when I wasn't, and I neglected to really address like the emotions I was feeling and only relying on distractions to take my mind off of things. Like for example, I actually put out a video recently that is no longer up on my channel because I privated it. And when that video didn't do well, of course it hurt me a little more than I should have let it hurt me. And I became so insecure that I deleted it within like a day or two. It shouldn't have affected me that much. And I hate that I let it affect me this much. But imagine if I had put out something that I really wanted to do and it didn't do well. In that mindset, it would have bothered me so much more. I think that's why I avoided on making videos that I truly wanted to make. Instead, I made like filler videos, distraction videos, which is fine, but the things I ended up producing was no longer genuine. Even up until like a few months ago, I was able to completely be myself on camera. And when things happen, when bad things happen, we tend to kind of like shelter away, and I'm really good at sheltering away. If you harbor these feelings for too long, then it could start projecting itself in such a negative way. When I'm going through a hard time, the worst part of me comes out, which is being insecure. You know, I'm using my tinted sunscreen. This tinted sunscreen I absolutely love. It's one of the few tinted sunscreens that don't break me out. My skin has been breaking out a little too much recently in this area, my chin, and then the forehead. And there are two reasons why I break out. One is I'm a little too stressed. Two, I don't eat healthy. And because I'm stressed, I've been eating unhealthy. So they kind of go hand in hand. And when I first started experiencing adult acne, I was under tremendous amount of stress. I was just not having a good time with life. That time I was going through just a lot in my personal life. I was unwilling to address that, and I just don't want to be back in that kind of state because it was not a good time. Anyway, one thing I did to really address my inner emotions is to start a journal, and I was adamantly against journals. It just kind of like, I don't know, every time I sat down to write a journal entry, it felt very forced. I wasn't ready for the can of worms to come pouring out of me. Essentially, I was avoiding journaling because I wasn't ready to open up with myself. Hopefully I keep up with it because it is a good outlet for me to really release all my thoughts and emotions. In regards to this channel, I'm just gonna make whatever I initially was gonna make without giving a damn about what other people think. It's just healthier this way. If it doesn't do well, fine. But at least I'm doing what I want. I'm not like faking it to rack more views, which is so, saying out loud, disgusts me because I allowed myself to fall into that kind of social media trap. It's just best for me to do what I want to do, which is more of this, communicating with you guys through chit chat videos, more vlog type videos, and style videos, because I like fashion. But the reason why I avoided doing any like fashion type videos is because I was afraid of what others might think. I'm like literally fidgeting with my hands right now. Just talking about it makes me anxious, but I just really like dressing myself and I enjoy getting dressed up. So putting on like a style video because I'm not wearing any of my clothes would be fun for me. But again, it's just that insecurity right now kind of stopping me from what I really want to do. I'm gonna finish off this look with a lipstick. My lips are so chapped. And in regards to like numbers, try my best not to think about the numbers, because if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That was my initial mindset. But I guess, with growth, we get greedy. Plus, when we're feeling down, we resort to other means to make ourselves feel better. And it was still unhealthy for me to rely on YouTube analytics to make myself feel better. I haven't been my real self in the past 3-4 videos. And I just didn't like it. If I'm gonna do this, I'd rather do it the way I want to. I'm gonna open up to my feelings more, and I'm gonna acknowledge my feelings more and stop pretending to be okay when I'm not okay. Right now, I'm more okay than I was before. And because grief comes in waves, I'm not gonna like ignore these tides of emotions because it just wasn't good for me. So anyway, that's the finished look. And this is the finished talk. I think I was just rambling, honestly, but this was a good ramble for me. But that's it for this video. Thank you for listening to my rant, really. And I'll see you guys in my next video.